All right, today we are going to be talking about averages. An average is a number that represents a list of data points or other numbers. Typically, the way that you'd calculate an average is you just add up all of the numbers in the data set and then divide it by the number of numbers. And so we can use it to calculate, say, the average age of a group of people. So what's the average age of for people? Their ages are 21, 24, 31, and 39. All right. So another thing about averages is it's one of the three most common measures of central tendency, along with median and mode. Another name for average is mean. So I will now show you how to calculate an average. So we have 21 plus 24 plus 31 plus 39. And then there's 4 people, so we simply divide that by 4, and this is equal to 28.75. And so, as you can see here, 28.75 kind of sits right in the middle of all of these 4 ages, and so that's why it is a good number to know how to calculate, because across a population of people with a bunch of different ages, we can kind of sum up their average age and make useful decisions about that population. Um, Another type of average that you can calculate is the weighted average. And this is a little bit more complex, but it is basically the same concept, but you just weight certain numbers or data points more depending on their importance or relevance, or like basically the number of times that that data point occurs, you weight it higher. And so we can imagine a larger group of people with ages 20, 23, 10, 5, and 16. Now, here's where we get into the important part. Number of people. So in this group, one person is 20 years old, 2 people are 23, 3 people are 10, 1 person is 5, and 1 person is 16. So we want to get the average age of this group. And the way that we do that is we figure out how many people there are. And so there's 8 total people. N equals 8 people. And so we figure out what percentage of people are 20. And that's 1 divided by 8, which is 12.5%. Then 2 divided by 8, which is 25%. 3 divided by 8, 37.5%. And then 1 divided by 8, which is 12.5%. And then same for 16. And now all we have to do is multiply the age by the percent of the time that it occurs. And so we can do something like 0.125 times 20 plus 0.25 times 23 plus 0.375 times 10 plus 0.125 times 5 plus 0.125 times 16. And this is equal to 14.625. So this is different from, I mean, it's the same as a normal average, but it's just a different way of calculating it. And we can see that 14 is not perfectly in between 5 and 23, because it weights the 10 or the 3 people whose age are 10 a little bit more. And this is the exact same as a normal average, because we can see that we can do 1 times 20 plus 2 times 23 plus 3 times 10 plus 1 times 5 plus 1 times 16. And then we just divide this all by 8. And so this is the same as going 20 plus 23 plus 23 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 16, all divided by 8. And if you do this out on a calculator, you'll see that you get the exact same number. And so if you want to get into a little bit more advanced notation, we can say that the average is equal to the sum of all the data points divided by n, which is the total number of data points. And the weighted average is simply equal to the sum of the weight of data point n times the value of data point n. And so this weight would be the percentage that it occurs, and then this would be the age in our example. Hopefully this is a little bit helpful in trying to figure out how to calculate the average from a data set. I can get into more specific examples, but if you kind of get these general formulas down, then you should be able to calculate the average or weighted average of any data set.